Welcome to the first episode on American Revolution. In this episode, we will be discussing the road to revolution. Segment 1: The British Empire in America. In the late 17th and early 18th centuries, Britain was a dominant world power and the largest empire in history. Its holdings included vast territories in North America, including the 13 American colonies. The American colonies were a valuable source of resources and commerce for Britain, but they also posed a challenge to British rule. Segment 2: The British government imposes new taxes. The British government was facing a huge national debt after the 7 Years' War, and they saw the American colonies as a source of revenue. In 1765, they passed the Quartering Act, which required the American colonies to provide housing and supplies for British troops stationed in the colonies. Then, in 1765, the British government passed the Stamp Act, which placed a tax on all printed materials in the colonies, including newspapers, legal documents, and even playing cards. Segment 3: The American Colonies Rebel. The American colonists were outraged by the Quartering Act and the Stamp Act, and they saw these taxes as an infringement on their rights as British subjects. They formed the Sons of Liberty, a secret society that organized protests and demonstrations against the British government. One of the most famous events of the resistance was the Boston Tea Party, in which American colonists, dressed as Native Americans, dumped 342 chests of tea into the harbor to protest the British tax on tea. Segment 4: The First Continental Congress. In response to the Quartering Act, the Stamp Act, and other British actions, the American colonies organized the First Continental Congress in 1774. Delegates from the 13 colonies gathered in Philadelphia to discuss a coordinated response to British rule. They issued a Declaration of Rights and Grievances, and they began to prepare for the possibility of armed conflict with Britain. That's it for this episode of the American Revolution. In our next episode, we will be discussing the Declaration of Independence and its significance in the American Revolution. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.